Started out as painting motorcycles, and then I would build my own bikes, paint them, and then paint my friends' bikes. And my very first shop was a 6x12 lawnmower shed. I'd be out there in the wintertime painting bikes, you know, with that little electric heater on and the fan going. The first time that I realized that I was on to something was probably around 1974. There was a big bike show in Boston. This was a big show, and the top prize was going to be a brand new Sportster. And everybody in the area was talking about this show. This was the big talk. I won that show, and I won a brand new Sportster, and that was the beginning of what I would say was a future in motorcycles for me. When motorcycle TV started coming around and I started doing TV shows, then it really took off from there. I built a bike for Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber, Aerosmith, Kyle Petty. So yeah, that's just to name a few. So the kids grew up around motorcycles. All the kids did. I could see that the true motorcycle enthusiasm was with Jody and not the other kids. And I told her, you know, if you want to come to work for us, then, you know, I want you to finish college first. So she did, got her degree, and now she pretty much runs the place. We've had a great relationship. You know, Jody always wanted to do what her older brother Jesse could do. If he was riding dirt bikes, she wanted to ride dirt bikes. If he was driving a snowmobile, she had to drive a snowmobile. You know, over the years, the industry progressed, we progressed, and here we are today.
Bonneville is a sacred place. It is a place unique to any other place on earth. There's just a whole mystery about it, and you almost can't describe it until you see it and feel it and are out there with all these people that have been out there for 10, 15, 20 years racing and get that race bug. But I've always wanted to go. I've always wanted to see it. I've always had an interest in it. And my dad said, well, if we're going to go to Bonneville, then we got to race.
Start.
The last 3 or 4 years, Jody has been kind of on me about going to Bonneville. There's been more and more women that have gone to Bonneville and setting land speed records, and so, you know, Jody wanted to go to Bonneville. But the expense of building a bike to go to Bonneville and compete is very, very expensive, and so it was going to be kind of up to the discretion of, you know, sponsors, whether we could get enough sponsors to believe in us that we were going to be able to do it. Land speed racing was totally new to us, so I approached a half a dozen different manufacturers that we deal with, and every one of them said, count us in, tell us what you need, which is pretty surprising because at this point with the economy in the motorcycle industry, no one's giving anything away for free. And but they all agreed, and, you know, based on our reputation as making things happen, I guess they figured, they give it a shot. We started building the bike around May 2011. This bike was totally American made. Everything on this bike was made in this country, and we're very proud to say that we did it. We did what we did on an American bike.
I own a company called Bub Enterprises. We make exhaust pipes for motorcycles, but we also put on the Bub Speed Trials. And it is truly an international event. There's people here from all over. And they're all going for separate records, depending on what your displacement is and the body style and et cetera, it falls into different categories. Jody's come here, and we were all looking forward to her participation. I've known her dad forever, and we knew that this crew would bring a lot with them. It wouldn't be just the name. They would be coming in a serious way. We knew that the potential was such where we wanted to ensure that she had it in her mind that we're going to go slow up through the speeds.
She's awesome.
Yeah. We're very happy that you're coming. And
thanks. We're happy to be here.
You did such a good job on this stuff
so
here.
I'm waiting for your dad to come in. I like
He's right here.
Here he is.
Hey!
16th of an inch. Everything goes through.
How are you doing, Dennis?
I'm okay, thank you
What
very
about
much.
William? Is there any room in this?
I promised AMA that I would talk to you.
Okay.
And because I think you're a rising star, sweetheart. And we're all very, very happy that you're here. And we all have giant expectations about what you might do.
Good. Well, we do too. We do too.
No, that was all Dan's. That was Dan's. Dan told us what he gave us a shopping list.
Yeah.
He said, "This is what you guys got to do," and we did what he told us to do.
So when the front tire displaces this air, you've got an atmosphere that wants to push it back in again. So what happens is the front tire displaces it, then the atmosphere pushes it against the fairing displaces it, and then when you got your old friend here, the atmosphere, anytime it can, at 14 pounds per square inch, it's going to push back. You're going to see a whole line of flags. It's going to be like a hall you're going down, okay? I want you to take your peripheral vision and you'll see this hall.
Okay.
Go to the right, go to the left, center, okay? And then you say, okay, I know I'm going down the hall and I see the mountain. I know where I'm going, okay? Don't look at the ground, ever. Look out a quarter of a mile.
Okay.
Okay? Look out as far as you can see. Because if you look down, you do that.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Just want to keep it slow.
We got ship out too.
All right. Well, we're ready. Ready to go out there.
You don't know how ready you are. It's all here. There's a esprit de corps amongst people here that I'm told that is like no other place. People willing to help other people. It's a friendly atmosphere that is really wonderful. It's an enchanting place to be during Speed Week. People tend to call this racing, but it isn't. This is history making. It's not racing. And you step onto a place where history's been made for quite a few years. We do have female riders here, but they compete on an even keel. We do not have a powder puff deal. Because they've been brought up the right way, they're as able as any of the men here.
We set out to accomplish two goals. One goal was to set a land speed record, whatever that might be. And the second goal was to go to Bonneville and be the fastest woman in history on an American bike, which is going over 200.
Has this thing been down the road before?
Yes.
But whether or not I thought we could achieve those goals, I didn't dwell on that. Jody would get a chance to drive on the salt, and as far as I was concerned, it was a win-win situation no matter what happened. You know, if we didn't set any records, people would still know that we were there and we tried.
I would have thought those were the stops, but I don't believe they are. Can you show me where the stops are? I agree, but I agree that's supposed to be the stops. Is it? Is it just my eyeball? I just can't see it. I got this. It's just me.
A lot of people probably have seen me in magazines and, you know, on TV and everything, and you go to Bonneville and you're just another guy. You know, you're just another motorcycle guy trying to set a record.
Thank you.
This has been a 200-mile-an-hour race to get here. Yeah. You know, from start to finish, and all of us have to work well together. So it's almost like a family. We're a family. When we come out, we travel we all look out for each other. Everyone's looking out for each other.
We all do what we had to do out here, that we had to function from producing a well-oiled machine.
We all had our responsibilities out here.
That's right. And everything we use on this bike is made here in the States. So this is old school American muscle that we're using here.
Ride it down.
Good. Oh! You gotta go forward here, Ronnie.
Huh?
You gotta go forward here. Okay, straight back. Good. Good.
Event that you break something on the bike and you're leaving parts on the track, we want you out to the right. If you have a heart attack while you're going down the course, we want you out to the right. Please get to the right before you die.
My dad is very cautious indirectly. He doesn't do it. He doesn't tell me, hey, Jode, go slow. He tells me, hey, be careful. You know, he doesn't say go fast and he doesn't say go slow. And he knows in his mind that my motorcycle is safe, that I know what I'm doing, that I've gone over it as many times, that he's made sure it has quality parts on it. They're not gonna fail. He's made sure that I have the right braking system, that it's gonna shift right, that the motor's gonna be strong, that everything is in place for me to go 200. And now if I'm willing to do it, we can do it. My bike is going to be how he wants it and he feels safe. not how I think it's going to be safe.
It's so great to look out and see a big crowd.
Land speed racing is to achieve a top speed in your class, as far as what kind of motorcycle, what size motorcycle, whether you're a streamliner, partial streamliner, or an open motorcycle. Land speed racing is over the course of a distance. It's not just a quarter mile, you go through a trap and that's your speed. It's you go through, you have a mile to 5 miles to get up to speed, and then you go through one trap, and then a mile later you go through another trap, and your speed is the average of the two.
Bike 264, Jody Perewitz on the license pass, 118.265.
Good pass.
Yeah. But we told it.
So the first day we waited in line 6 hours to make one pass. And the first pass she made, she ran 118. And Dennis came over and said, okay, great, you did a great job. So you can pick the speed up a little bit on the next race. A blown injected V-twin is a very, very difficult bike to tune. There's only a few engine management systems that work, and we needed one that was going to do more than just work. It was also going to give us data. The guys at R&R had mentioned one day, they said, boy, too bad you couldn't get Dan Thayer to tune for you. Well, I had never heard of Dan Thayer. I said, who's Dan Thayer? They said, Dan is a guy from upstate New York who is just a whiz. One of the best guys in the world, I would say, when it comes to tuning a blown injected motor. So I called Dan Thayer.
This guy's on the phone. It says his name's Dave Perewitz. And is it important? And I go, well, he's never called me before, but I recognize that name, and I probably ought to answer that one.
And I said, hi, Dan. I told him who I was. I told him what we were planning on doing. And I said, you've come highly recommended. Would you be interested in being part of our team? And he said, sure, I'd love to. And I said, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you shift it however you feel comfortable with, and you weren't really rubbing it up that hard. I mean, you were almost running it. You were running it the way I would run my bike. That's the way I run my bike every day. I probably only take it up to 4, maybe 45.
Okay.
And then when I'm in 5th gear, then I open it up. And that's what you need to do. And once you get it into 5th gear, then you accelerate to the point where you see that shift light, and then when you see the shift light, you know that you're going faster than you were before.
Okay.
And that's all you got.
All right,
now,
that's good enough.
From the fuel tank to the exhaust pipe, out the exhaust pipe, and ignition, the whole works. The whole management of that engine when it's running.
My relationship with Dan Thayer is pretty cool. It's like a lot of guys. I'm a motorcycle person. Through and through, and it's all about motorcycles, and it's all about that's what we live and breathe every day.
We all love motorcycles, so it's a natural between us. I mean, we all have a lot of the same thoughts and ideas, and when you love what you're doing and you have a passion for it, and that's what this whole thing is here at Bonneville. Look at how everybody here just clicks with each other so well. we all got this defect in our genes.
So we did every single thing that Dan asked us to do, absolutely to a T. And thank God we did, because those were the little things that gave us that big edge. As soon as we got there, Dennis Manning, who is the promoter of the event, an old friend of mine, Dennis grabbed me aside and gave me a pep talk and said, listen, I don't want you going out there showing off. I don't want her trying to break any speed records. I want to see that she knows how to ride that bike. And so I said, fine, that's what we plan on doing anyway.
The starter says, will tell you how, if there's a crosswind, a headwind, tailwind, whatever, and how many miles per hour it is. And he had said between mile 2 and 3, there's, I forget exactly, it was either 12 or 14 mile an hour crosswind, to be careful for it. And a crosswind, it just moves you over. And then as quick as it moves you over, it moves you back. He tells me to go, I go, and I just about get to mile marker 2, and I think, I literally thought in my head, wow, this isn't bad, I don't really feel a crosswind. And I swear right as I thought that, my bike moved over like 3 feet. It just shifts, it just shifts right over. I was expecting it, but I expected it to be more gradual than it was, and it just happened. So I immediately kind of let off the throttle a little bit and tried to lean the opposite way, and as quickly as I went into it, I got out of it, and I was back in the middle of the track and straight up again. And I forget how fast that run actually was, but it was over 150.
Hopefully the wind comes down.
Yeah.
That's great. But that was a good run.
Yeah, beautiful.
Excellent run.
How much did it push you around?
It was totally pushing me to the left, and I had a hard time staying in between.
What speed did you really start to feel like when you got near 100?
Or even probably in third gear. So probably around 100.
12 mile an hour.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That was $9. You gotta let him go. The thing was right down there. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on your father.
So actually, Little Ron is not only the crew chief, but he is the one that communicates with Jody when it comes to anything having to do with this bike, riding this bike. She listens to him, and not that she doesn't listen to me, but he has more of an impact, and he's completely focused, and Jody, has been extremely focused. You have to be to do what we've done here. You have to be a focused team to make it happen.
I'll show you what you did right.
All right.
Okay, this is that run you made for 175 miles an hour.
Okay.
All right, and over here, you shifted into second right there,
Yep.
and you were under 4,000 RPM. Okay, and you shifted into third, and you were like 4,500 RPM.
Okay.
And then you shifted into fourth, and you were about 40, just a little bit over 46, 47. What I'm looking at is you want to.
Has to be at $5,000, right?
If I set the light at, say, like somewhere around 45 or even 42, it's going to be less likely to break loose on you. It's going to break loose on you more in here.
Pretty crazy. So is this where I slipped?
See the RPM shoot up? This is the RPM.
Yeah, and that's where I slipped. Where the tire, right, probably where the tire slipped.
And the reason it did that is because you took the RPMs up.
What, like this one, what I learned with the tack, what I do is I feel for it, and I feel like I should shift and look at the tack to almost like...
Know where you are.
Yeah.
So for right now, let's pretend that we're not even going to get attacked for the week.
Okay.
You got to rely on the shift light for right now, okay?
Okay.
All the guys that we have involved, I mean, it took a team of people to build this motorcycle. You know, there's no one individual. It took a team of guys working together, putting our heads together on this for us to come up with this creation of this package right here.
Pop it out. You want to try doing that? Definitely. So pop it out and see what happens.
And I looked at Dave, I think it was about 2:30 in the morning, and I said, man, I don't know, what do you think? And he says, I know what I think. We got to keep moving on because there ain't no way we're not going to make it. And we just kept pushing forward, and here we are.
Oh, you don't want to be a salty dog?
So the next run she ran 135, but she ran into a 9-mile-an-hour crosswind, which had the bike laid over almost at a 45. And she stayed right in it, held it right in place, and did a great job of handling that bike in the wind. And after that pass, Dennis came over, as well as the head guy from the AMA, and said, wow, she did a great job handling that bike. I think she's okay. You know, I think she can handle this bike all right. So we told her, okay, you can really pick up the pace on the next run. And she said, okay, Dad, I'm ready. The next pass she made, she ran 175, which put her in a whole different league.
First step, unbelievable. Yep. Now she gets the feel of that speed. Oh. She shifted a little short. It's all right. It's all right. She did. Fucking beautiful.
Because 175 is a big milestone out there. They put a special sticker on your bike that says that you can drive. It gives you the license to drive as fast as you can go. Doesn't limit you at all, and it also puts you on the big track, which is 8 miles.
What inside of it?
It's just the thrill of it, the thrill of going down that track, going in between those flags, and going fast, and knowing that you went faster than the majority of people. I personally think it's the thrill of it. It's the, you know, getting in that position, feeling that wind cutting through you, and just going fast.
Go.
831.
I don't think there's any other form of motorsports on the planet where so many women are not only competing, but competing successfully and heads up against anything coming at it. And I've always held that a machine, a speed machine, car, truck, or motorcycle, boat, airplane, and I do it all. I've never met any piece of machinery that knew what was driving it, or flying it, or steering it. It only responded to the input that was given. And either you give it good input or you don't, man.
He said congratulations, that was perfect, that was excellent. You did a good job.
Good.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah, and the guys from the old brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
I hope Dennis Manning was watching.
Oh, he was. They said he was down at mile 1.
She's always been pretty fearless. You know, she's always done things that my son has even stepped back on, and Jody was always the first one up. And you know, if Jody was nervous, then I probably would have been nervous, and I don't even know if we would have, you know, how far we would have gone. But riding on the salt was a little different. You know, we didn't know what to expect. We heard so many stories. You know, we were hoping for the best. Anything can happen out here. When it comes to racing, you never know. You know, the littlest things can throw you off.
Yes, you still, yeah, you can hear it.
Bike 264 in the mile, 187.217.
When I first met her, I met this Perewitz marketing person yesterday, and I came away with, oh Christ, somebody's here, and I thought, I hope to God that she gets this business out of her head, because she's going to get herself hurt, or she's playing some game. She doesn't understand where she's at. I was not impressed with the woman that I saw yesterday, and I was a little afraid for her as a female in arms, because she was giving me the business line. She was giving me the PR line. The lady that I talked to a few minutes ago, after she'd put another run in and understood, a lot of that PR lady, I don't know where it's at, but it needs to stay wherever the hell it went.
You know, we've got a great piece of machinery here. We made sure that every aspect of it was as safe as it could possibly be. Jody's skill level is really good when it comes to riding. Even though she has no experience riding this kind of a bike, she adapted to it real quick.
Riding that bike is a whole different world. It's not like any other bike I've ever ridden. It's so powerful. The seating position, it has no turning radius. There's just a lot of things different.
She has a understanding and a feeling for it, the way she responded to it, and I think that she also has a healthy fear or respect for it. You call it what you want, respect or fear is the same damn thing. So I'm thinking she'll be okay, as long as she understands that the throttle works this way as well as that way.
That's what I'm talking about. That's right. 191.
I gotta back it up. Gotta back it up with at least a 175, 172. An average.
Move that record away by...
Not yet. Not yet, David.
You gotta back it up.
You gotta run it back.
Wow!
Yep, no rush. You're knocking on that door.
Yep. The record's 170, 179.
That's the record. Now you're doing 200 right there, right?
bit. Not so much.
The most popular question that I've been asked, and it's been 100 times, is, were you nervous when your daughter was going that fast? Well, not really. I mean, I was a little bit, but not much, because of the confidence that she had. She never showed any apprehension whatsoever. She never showed one speck of nervousness. The only thing that she wanted was to do more. When can I make another run? I want to go faster. She did everything we instructed her to do every single time. Just those things made me feel so much more confident and not being nervous, to see her go faster. Well, she had a goal, and we certainly achieved our goal.
Can you give me a time on 264?
264-203.
Fastest woman in history on a fucking highway.
Who was that throttle, Ronnie?
Hey,
It was the
how did it
throttle.
feel?
I still had more.
How did it feel?
Bye.
That's the new, you know something? That's the new queen of speed. That's the new queen of speed.
Perfect. Very good.
Okay, Dan.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Oh, 203 different. Holy shit! We did it. Nobody can get that one.
Yeah.
Number one. Wow.
First woman in history. Over 200 mile an hour. 203 on an American V-twin. 100 cubic inches.
How about that, huh? Oh, yeah, that ain't bad.
We've got some girls here. Leslie, now Jody. We got some girls here that will go real fast. I mean, super fast.
203.
I still post 200 clean job.
Yeah, this is stunning to see this level.
I know, huh? I'm really?
So awesome.
Yeah. I saw you take off your hat and I was like, yes, there's so many people standing out.
This has been a dream come true. I don't want to be that dramatic, but when we set out to do this, obviously we weren't taking no for an answer.
We went out there with all the right tools, all the right assets, and a great motorcycle that was fast and powerful, and a great team, and we accomplished it. The future holds several more land speed records and faster speeds on my American motorcycle.
no one has ever been up here and went home and said, that's it. They all say, I can go faster. I can do. If I didn't break that valve, if I didn't do this, if I didn't do that, I'll be back. They'll be back. And I think they're destined to go really, really, really fast.
With a picture of a dragonfly and said it's a zig.